What's up guys, my name is Adrian and welcome to my channel on passive income investing. In today's video, I will unveil my entire retirement portfolio, so my RRSP account. So what I'll do is I'll go over each of the funds that I have in this account one by one, and I'll also share with you what are the main criterias for my RRSP account. So let's get started. All right, so let's review my criteria that I had before we review the funds one by one. So the first one is I didn't want any individual companies. So this reduces your risk. You're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Number two is I only want big cap blue chip companies. So these companies tend to be financially stable, and this is exactly what you need in a retirement account. You need stability. Also, I want it to be well diversified, so this is a no-brainer. This is for diversification, which also reduces your risk. Well, you don't put all your money in one sector of the market like financials or energy. If that sector crumbles, well, your retirement fund will crumble as well. Also, the ETF or the fund that I have must have a DRIP or a dividend reinvestment plan. So this just makes this account more hands-off for me, as the dividends I get, instead of getting it in cash, it will automatically reinvest it and buy more shares of the fund. Number five, I wanted a limited exposure to the Canadian market. The reason is simple, is because my main dividend stock portfolio, which is completely apart from this, focuses a lot on the Canadian sector. So in this account, I wanted a little bit more exposure to the US and international market. Number six, I wanted some added exposure to three sectors of the market, so real estate, utilities, and technology. So for real estate and utilities, these are considered defensive sectors. They're very safe and very stable because everyone needs shelter and everyone needs their utilities. Now, technology, that for me is because of growth. I wanted some growth in this account. So the technology sector, which I work in, I really like those companies. They have a lot of growth potential, so that's why I decided I wanted a bit more in technology. Last but not least, I wanted some exposure to gold or gold producers, and this is because gold is typically a safe haven for investors when there's economic downturns or stock market crashes. So this is kind of a hedge. You should always have a little bit of exposure to gold or precious metals. Okay, so I wanted to quickly discuss what the covered call strategy is, seeing that 9 out of the 10 funds that I have in this portfolio use this strategy. So this is a safe option selling strategy to really boost the income of the fund on top of dividends. So it's a strategy used when a fund manager is happy to own or keep the stocks in the fund for a long period of time. So this basically reduces volatility in market downturns, and it also supplements your dividend income. I'm not going to go into really the details of this strategy, but if you're interested, I put a link here. So all you got to do is click on the covered call strategy link and it'll bring you to a YouTube video. And in my opinion, it's the best video that explains in detail and very simply what the covered call strategy is. All right, so now let's take a look at the funds one by one. The first fund is called the Canadian High Dividend Covered Call Fund. So this is an ETF that really covers the broad-based market in terms of sectors. So it has mixed sectors, and it only has the big cap Canadian dividend paying stocks. So let's quickly take a look at the fund here. So if we go to the breakdown here, you see the sector allocation breakdown. So 34% financials, 22% energy, 15% telecom, etc., etc. So these are really big cap, really the strong Canadian dividend companies. So very, very safe, and it gives you really nice broad exposure to the Canadian market. So the next two funds pretty much have the same purpose except in different regions. So the next one is the BMO US High Dividend Covered Call Fund, and then you have the Europe High Dividend Covered Call. So these are basically what you have in there is really big cap dividend stocks and dealing with all sectors of the market. So a really good way to get broad exposure here to dividend stocks, not only in Canada, but to the US and Europe as well. All right, guys, so the next couple of funds are really sector specific. So the first one is called the Utilities Covered Call Fund, also from BMO. So this obviously gives you exposure to the utility sector, a very defensive sector. So 70% exposure in Canada and 30% in the US. The next fund is called the Brookfield Properties Partner. So this gives you exposure to the global real estate sector. It's another defensive sector. The thing I like about this one is that it focuses on really global, not just Canadian real estate. So 71% in the US, 21% in Europe. The next couple of funds are from a company called Harvest. I really like them. They make really good ETFs. So the first one is called the Healthcare Leaders Fund. So this has 20 big cap healthcare companies, mostly in the US. So really good exposure here to the healthcare sector and additional exposure to the US market. So let's just take a real quick look here at this fund. So it has here 20 big cap companies, like it says, and here are some of the companies. A lot of them you will recognize. There's Pfizer, there's Merck, AbbVie is a big one, Bristol Myers. So these are really the big guys in terms of pharmaceuticals. The next fund is called the Technology Leaders. So this gives me the growth exposure that I wanted. So technology companies, mostly in the US, of course. So if you take a look at some of the companies in there, you'll recognize a lot of them. You have Alphabet, which is Google. You have IBM, Nvidia, Apple, Adobe, Microsoft, of course. So this fund only deals with the biggest technology companies in the world. The next fund is pretty cool. It's called the Brand Leaders Fund. So this is 20 big cap companies that really have big and powerful brands. So most of them are in the US, a lot of technology and consumer companies in there. So let's take a look at some of the companies in the fund. I promise you'll recognize pretty much all of them because of the brand power they have. So you have Alphabet, once again, which is Google, Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, Nike, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble. So these are really the big and powerful brand companies in the US. And the second last fund is called the Energy Leaders. So this gives me some exposure to the energy sector. So this fund has 20 of the biggest energy companies in the world. So 58% in the US, 22% in Canada, really nice mix there. The rest, of course, is going to be international. So a good way to get some focus on energy, but really the safer energy companies, which tend to fluctuate a lot less than the small ones. And the last but not least is the Gold Giants Fund. This is from a company called the CI First Asset. So this is the best ETF I found in terms of gold exposure. So this fund has 15 of the biggest precious metal companies or gold companies in North America. So a really good way to get exposure to gold here. So that's the end of the funds, guys. Keep in mind here in column D in the Excel file, I put the annual management fees. These are the annual management fee that the fund manager charges for the fund. You might be asking, why are they a bit higher than normal ETFs? Well, the answer is because they use the covered call strategy. So you're getting a lot more money, except to get that money, the fund manager has to put in a bit more work, and that's why the fee is a bit higher. But as you can see, much less than your typical mutual fund, which is about 2%. So you'll be able to get access to this Excel file, by the way. You could download it by clicking on the link below. And just a quick note that in each of the symbol fields here, I put the link which will bring you to the corresponding fund if you want to check it out. Check out the fund in detail for yourself. So the last thing I wanted to show you guys is basically how much money am I going to get or what my retirement fund will look like at 65. So to do this, we're going to check out use the compound interest calculator, one of my favorite tools of all time. So right now I have about 112,000 invested in the fund, and I contribute about $500 a month continually to this fund. So the interest rate, my interest rate or the dividend yield rate of all the funds put together was about 6.5, something like that. But just to be safe, I'll put 6.25. And we'll do 30 years, which in 30 years, I'll be 65 years old. So how much money will I have in my nest egg? Well, the answer is pretty much $1.2 million. And out of that 1.2, $961,000 of it is going to be interest alone. So that is pretty cool. If that doesn't motivate you to start a retirement fund, I don't know what can. So that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And don't forget, you could download this Excel file for free by clicking on the link below. So also make sure to check out my other videos, guys. I have one specifically on RRSP, what the account is and exactly how it works. And I also have another one where I unveil my other fund, which is my main dividend stock portfolio, where I'm currently making about $1,000 a week in passive income. So thanks again for watching, guys, and see you next time.